is another beautiful day, and welcome to another edition of Insightful Moments. My name is Jare Tiamiyu. Today, we'll be looking into what is happening as far as governance is concerned in Osun State. The administration of Senator Ademola Nuri Jackson Adeleke it's about 9 months now, and in the last 9 months, a lot of things have happened. But late last month, we had new commissioners, special advisors, and board chairmen all inaugurated, given portfolios here and there to take up roles of different ministries, leading different ministries. And I will be speaking today with the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolapo Alimi. Alimi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for hosting me. Thank you, our viewers at home.
Honorable sir, let me start from here. You were a former commissioner for 8 years. You are familiar with the runnings of affairs in Osun State. But you are in a new ministry, the Ministry of Information and Public Enlightenment. I would like to ask you, how have you found this new ministry and new assignment of yours? How has been office so far?
Well, I say thank you very much for hosting me. Thank you. I want to thank our viewers. First and foremost, I give all glory to Almighty God, the most gracious, the most merciful. At the same time, I have to say a big thank you to our amiable governor, distinguished Senator Ademola Jackson Adeleke, for the opportunity to serve. For me, I used to say that if it is about service, whenever you have opportunity to serve, you must be able to take up the challenges. After all, no matter your level of education, any job you are given, when you get there, you are going to land the job. And who attest to the fact that before my appointment as the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, I'm a friend of the media. I've attended interviews in so many places, media organizations, national TV, like Jare, CIT, TVC, and so on and so forth.
And that you have been speaking for your party, your former party before.
And even the printing media, the national data, and so on and so forth. And so it's not new to me. And secondly, it's not difficult to defend the government that is performing. I don't usually like to lie. Whenever I usually call a spade a spade. That Ademola Adeleke is performing is well known to the whole world. And if what the government is doing, if what we want to say, is what we want to say, it's not going to be a very difficult challenge for us to take.
Okay, it's not going to be a very difficult challenge for us. Let me now ask you, at least, even though you were not appointed before, since Adeleke government came on board in November 2022, you were part of the government because you were the Deputy Director General of the campaign. So, if I may ask you, how far with the government of Senator Ademola Adeleke for the people of Osun?
Well, so far so good. It's something anybody living in Osun could attest to, that during the celebration of 100 days, our governor was busy commissioning projects. For instance, there is a road from a stadium, we call it Osogbo, Ikiran, Ilaudu, Duakariwe, started by the administration of Ogbeni Rauf Adesoja Aregbesola started it from the old garage, and he moved it up to stadium, from stadium to Stiroli. Some work has been done but not completed. When Governor Itola came, the road, nothing much was done on it, even though there was a certain reform made on the road. I wouldn't know what they do with that reform. But when Adeleke came, within 100 days, he picked up the road and completed it up till Ikiona. That you can send your camera to the place. When you're on the road, you think you are not in.
Yes, I think I've also applied the road
with street lights. That's one. At the same time, when you look at the road we usually call Onababa Ona, the one that is bypass, Adesoja Aderemi bypass, Aregbe started it from Ilesa garage, he moved it up till Dele Yesa area.
Yes.
So let me say from Dele Yesa up to Ilesa garage. Hard work was done on another one. When the retailer came, he did one section of it instead of doing the two. And when Adeleke started work on it, they could just go there and check. Similarly, around the state, throughout the federal constituency, work is ongoing simultaneously, road infrastructure, and that's for road. Let me limit it to road again. When you look at the issue of health, when our governor came, we discovered that there are so many challenges about health. So he organized some doctors to carry out operations for the people that are suffering health and required operation, but they lack the requisite resources. It was done on the federal constituency basis. In Osun, for our listeners that are not well acquainted with what is happening in Osun, we have no federal constituency. And so it was done, and doctors, professionals were gathered, and they carried out operations for about 2,000 plus indigent patients across the federal constituency. That's about 18,000 done. That's within 100 days. And apart from that one, in each local government, the local people were asked to identify the maternity that required urgent attentions, and that was done, rehabilitated. That was equally done within 100 days. For our listeners at home too, we have 30 councils, 30 local government in the state, and one area office. But we equally have SCDA, we have 30 mother councils, we have 32 SCDAs, we have area councils, 6 of them, and so on and so forth. So all these things, the health centers were picked, each one, and they have been fully rehabilitated. That's on the health. Just let me stop that one. On the issue of water, the government discovered that the Ilesha water scheme was not moving very well, and so panel of inquiry was instituted, and it was discovered that some hanky-panky were actually going on. The woman in charge came to say that some people were actually asking her for money if you could monitor the news at that time. But the work there is about to be renegotiated for proper handling over. While that one was actually going on, governor discovered that the water was to require some rehabilitation. Now discovered that we could not wait for these things to be done. Before that one will be able to be done, the governor directed that boreholes should be sunk in all the wards. We have 332 wards
yes,
in Osun State today, and each ward at least one borehole, functional one. That one was done. That's in the area of borehole. In the area of roads too, for rural areas, roads were asked to be graded, and roads are been graded. So in the area of welfares, you understand, when we are talking of infrastructure.
Yeah, we have to talk about stomach infrastructure.
Not even stomach, welfare of the people. Of course, that is the stomach infrastructure which you mentioned. During the December, the governor directed that each rice as at that time and some foodstuff should be bought and be shared across the walls. So but that's not where the area where I'm going. Where I'm going happen to be in the area of workers' welfare. Because one of the agenda of the governor, welfare of workers happen to be number one. The governor has been paying salary of workers regularly. During the last the dispensation of the past government, there were some arrears of salaries to be paid and pensions. Out of that arrears, the government has paid 3 months salary arrears. None was paid by Governor Itola before he left the state. So when you look at all this holistically, before the advent of the commissioners, you could just imagine what will now happen now. Now that we have
but I would like to pick you up on some of the projects I've mentioned, and I would like to talk about, the issue of borehole. Many people have been, talking about it. There are issues concerning the generator that were distributed. There are issues concerning the sustainability of these projects. And also, some people are saying that in their own word, this thing is not working. What will you say to all this?
First and foremost, let me say that this government will welcome constructive criticism. We have been saying it several times. This is a government that is for the people. And I said it several times too that Adeleke dynasty is a name that rings the bell all over the world. So Governor Ademola Adeleke cannot afford to tarnish that name. You understand it? And so it's a name that needs to be protected. So if anybody see anything, we welcome constructive criticism. But if anybody is trying to tell, I will tell such a person that it's a lie.
Okay.
Now, coming back to the issue of a borehole, we have 332 words.
Yes.
You understand it? And if anybody knows the exact word, anybody that want to criticize must be specific. My brother, you are from Ilobu.
Yes.
You should be able to say in word 1, Bara, word 2, Olobu, so place, so ball is not working. Then I will take it up. Then we call the contractor, go to the appropriate agency of the government, Ministry of Work. Something has happened in Ilobu. Go and check it. You understand it? No, it's borehole. Even if you dig borehole in your own private house, you may have issues.
Yes.
You fix it. You understand it?
But what about the issue of generator?
I'm coming. There was a time in some days ago in Ikire when we heard that there was an issue. There was rain and one scaffolding that was handling the reservoir of the borehole fell off. It was brought to our attention. We quickly called the Ministry of Works and they went into action and fixed it. You understand it? So we only need to bring it to the attention of the people, of the government, and it will be fixed. On the issue of a generator, nobody has brought any issue to us. The generator was actually bought to power the borehole, my brother. That at times there will not be electricity to power the borehole. Then we have rural areas where we are talking of about 332 wells. Not all the 332 wells are in Joban. And these are the borehole that is not a manual. It needs to be powered. So, and is the suffering of the people. So anybody that know that so place, maybe the generator is not working or one thing has happened to it, we welcome such criticism. That is constructive one. No, it will help the government to fix the problem. But anybody that is coming at large, that that person is not sincere.
So, Alimi, I just want to, the world is moving towards the green revolution. Yeah. And some people are saying, instead of borehole, why can't the government go for solar?
Thank you very much. When you want to do something to alleviate the suffering of the people, you have to think out of the box. I told you that Ilesha Water Works, fantastic one, big one that will serve the entire Ilesha. Ilesha is part of the 332 works. The works, the water works. All this, there are some permanent solution is ongoing. Okay. But immediate solution, anybody that know what water means, if you drink a bad water today, the next 3 days you have typhoid. You now want to wait for the next 1.5 years when the water works will be completed. What are people to that? The borehole too is part of the modern trend. Because now, in every home, all this early that you are seeing, the water they are using is actually majority are using water from the borehole. They only treat, give it fair treatment, either to shift and do something. So, borehole is part of the modern water works, but it's just temporary to provide immediate water for our people. Water works that will last for years is actually ongoing. I
would like to also, when you are talking about water works, there is one actually facilitated by Right Honorable Asun Yusuf in Ilobu. I think the dam is there, but there was an issue with the previous government concerning that area. And I hope that, I don't know if that one has also been brought to your attention. If you get there, it's about $500 million project of the federal government. But the people are not benefiting. That water, according to them, was actually planned to supply the 2 local governments of Repodro and Orolu, and also some part of Okene. I think the government will actually look into that too.
Engineer Asun Yusuf, my respected leader, I greet you, sir, happen to be one of our leaders in PDP today. I believe we'll contact him to know what to be done to make sure that project is beneficial to our people. We have to give kudos to him that he brought such a project to our area, Report local government, for the people to benefit. If you don't allow the people to benefit, that means the resources of the public resources spent on that one have gone to a waste. We will not allow that to happen. We contact him and know what to do. But as I'm speaking now, that has not brought to our attention.
Okay, your Progressive Congress on that seat that you are, Comrade Kande Ayantunji, and he said something that, I said, when we reach out to you, we'll have to respond to that. We'll go on that very short break, and when we are back, we'll discuss other ones.
Quality healthcare is essential, but in many instances, costly. Are you thinking of enjoying standard healthcare in Osun State without being unnecessarily overstressed or overstretched financially? Osun Health Insurance Scheme is for you. To register, log on to www.osia.com.
Welcome back from that very short break. This is Insightful Moments, and we are discussing governance in Osun State. And our guest today is Honorable Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolapo Alimi. Alimi, thank you so much for staying with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, let me start from here. The subsidy has been removed, and the federal government has told us that there is more money at the state level. And they have asked the state governments to go and look at palliatives for state. We've had it in some states like Kwara. I think just a few days ago, your state announced its own. We have it in some other states like Ogun State and some other states. And people are saying, what is going to happen in Osun? So what is going to happen in Osun, if I may ask what people are asking?
Well, let me comment on the issue of subsidy removal. With great respect to our President Bola Tinubu, the action taken on the parade ground by removing subsidy without taking into consideration the consequence of the masses have to be a very, very wrong step. It's like, I would describe it like somebody assuming without considering that at the end of the day, the removal of subsidy will be a blessing. I would describe it this way, that somebody who has a bomb or any issue within the stomach, and the doctor, a surgeon, want to operate such a person. The surgeon now knows fully well that yes, this thing, if it's not removed, will kill this man. But in removing it, he has to be extraordinarily careful too. Now have a surgeon now just cut the stomach open, remove it, and the man will eventually die. Before you know that this thing which we want to remove, what will be the consequence? Look at it. Okay, what are we going to apply? So that by the time you want to cut it open, it will just have less pain, and then we'll remove it. How is it going to be? Something has to be done. A president that was just sworn in, and within twinkle of an eye, the sovereign in the country multiply. You understand it? It was on May 29 that the petrol jumped from 195 naira to 500 naira. And from that very day, it means if you have 500,000 on your account, the money has immediately devalued without doing anything to 250,000 naira. What that 500 naira,
if not lesser.
You understand it? And look at it. Look at the ripples effect. To me, I was wondering what's happening to us in this country. Let us assume that the removal of the subsidy happened to be a good step. To me, I have not seen it as a good step, because all these palliatives that we are talking about, those states that have rolled out, when are they going to start? Some will start by September, and we'll roll it out. We'll do it for 4 months or 3 months, and then stop. Some for 6 months. Likewise, all the states, the federal government that has rolled out the subsidy, they are listening to the president and say, yes, our brother has come to speak English again. That is the reality. Now, that is for general. As for us in Osun, our governor is a man of the people. He feels for his people. I told you, we met Aria's salary. Governor Itola did not pay any amount out of it. Governor Adeleke has paid 3 months. That's to tell you that it's ready to cushion the effects. Now, on the subsidy, a committee will soon be put up, and the subsidy regime in Osun State, which I believe will be better than that of other states, will soon be rolled out. It's just for the people to be patient. There are some people are now saying more money in the state.
No, it is not people. It's the federal government that is telling us that.
The same federal government is now going to go on borrowing. Somebody told me, I said, when I saw what the letter sent to the National Assembly, I was wondering,
The $800 million, right?
How do you reconcile a situation whereby you remove subsidy? You say you have more money and you still want to go and borrow. The same thing. How do you reconcile a situation whereby you remove subsidy? Hardship is already in the town. You went ahead to devalue naira. Now, at the same time, you are increasing the school fees. To me, if truly you have removed subsidy because some people are stealing it, by now the federal government ought to declare free education across board up to the university that yes, Mr. Jare, Tiamiyu, you have your word in the university. The amount of money you are paying, you no longer pay, so that you have more money to buy fuel. Because the money we are using to subsidize before, we have removed it because of people are stealing it. So we have indirectly plow it back to the educational system. Now on the issue of food, now by now there ought to be centers where the federal government will have subsidized food. People go and buy food at lesser price. That will tell you genuinely this subsidy was actually removed because some people are stealing the money. You understand it? But a situation whereby you have removed subsidy, simultaneously you deregulate naira, simultaneously the NEPA tariff, electricity tariff is going up, simultaneously the school fees is going up. Just reconcile it. If the governance is all about the welfare of the people, if it is about the welfare of the people, such a government has failed.
So now you are saying that in Osun State now people should be expecting but you know
just let us be patient.
As you are telling the federal government that it is taking too much, you can't be telling us you are still planning 2 months after. Now the Osun State is also planning 2 months after.
Let me tell you one thing. When was the president invited the government? And out of the states, where have you seen all the states that are afraid? And you can contradict me now. None have started. They are only speaking English. Even in your state, it was protest upon protest up till now that it is decided.
Yes.
They were blocking. If things are settled, would they be blocking the road and they be protesting and blocking the office of the governor? People are no longer fools. If you want to do something concrete. Don't come around and be speaking English, speaking Turanci as Hausa will call it, and then you think people. If you have not eaten, so since President Tinubu spoke now about bringing buses that will be using gas. MSS, something
that's still futuristic when people are already suffering.
Suffering, and the suffering was immediate.
Yes.
The suffering started immediately, and the palliative is in the future. You understand it? I will do this, we'll do that one. Also, state government will come out practically very, very.
But how soon do you think that's coming out?
You know, we are practical and also. Executive council has just been put in place. You understand it? The issue of commissioners, all these things, has just been put in place. The special advisors, these are the people that work now. You understand? We have just finished our retreat. Okay. If you monitor the activity.
Yes, I think you finished the retreat last week.
We finished the retreat last week. Yes. And so, since that last week, the governor traveled to Abuja, and then he has just returned. So, very soon now we'll put our executive council meeting, and then all these things will be discussed. Just be patient. In Osun, they trust our government. Before the advent of Governor Adeleke, everybody know Adeleke dynasty for their philanthropic gesture, and they will not disappoint the people.
Okay, let me now talk about this. The appointments were made, sworn in. I want to once again congratulate you and some other people that were appointed.
Thank you very much.
From our own local governments. But there is something that people are saying. The issue of board appointments. Chairman and in some instances vice chairmen were actually mentioned. We don't know where are the board members. So I want to ask, the board members that will work with this board chairman, where have they been appointed? And then if they have, why have people not heard anything about it?
I said you should be patient. Things are being put in place.
Okay.
It has to be slow and steady.
Okay.
It's just in a matter of days you will hear about the board members.
Okay, have they been appointed? They have not been appointed.
They have not been appointed. If Governor Adeleke will not do anything underground, whenever any appointment is made, it will be made public.
Which means they cannot even operate. It means the board chairman alone cannot operate. Like the issue of Jare, the issue of Jare now, it needs the board to come to step into the matter and.
at least that the government council, the chairman and some other people are there. They are attending to that issue. I made a release.
Yes, I think I reported that a committee was set up.
Yes, that this will be resolved, and the committee has been set up to the fact-finding committee. That issue will soon be resolved. That's just it.
Okay, moving on now. In just about 6 months now, a new session will start for students at the basic level and also at the tertiary institution, at the let me say basic level, secondary and others. Do you think, what are the plans of Osun government? As part of the palliative, that's why I want to go back. The students will now be moving from one place to another. And then we've seen the pictures of Omoluabi's Kolapos being repainted. The picture actually featured into social media some days ago. Is that part of the palliative, and then would that be used by the student as it was during the administration of former Governor Rauf Aribetola that you were part of?
Let me first say one thing, that first and foremost on education, our governor has a huge plan.
Okay.
And very soon there will be educational summits in these states where the people who know what, which, how our education could be improved in this state will be invited across the globe. So just let us be patient about that one. As per the Omoluabi bus, now when the bus were purchased, they were purchased with public funds. The last government abandoned them, parked them. If Adeleke is now refurbishing them for the use of the people, what is bad in that one? And it has to be rebranded anyway. So it is being rebranded, and it's not part of the palliative. It's just by the way. It might serve as palliative, but
maybe for transportation of
the palliative of the government will come in a separate way. That one is also part of the government property, which cannot be abandoned. So we have a culture in this in this country that people who just park car or park bus, they allow them to rot, and everybody just continue to look. But just try it. Let Mr. Jare Tiamiyu move closer to one of the vehicle, maybe government vehicle. They say, no, it's government vehicle, don't touch it. Is it your home? But they will prefer the vehicle to rot. This government will not allow that one. All those buses that are still roadworthy will be put on the road for the use of the masses. That's what I can. I wouldn't know whether it is for the school bus because it's still being packaged. Those that are working on it are not really brief us fully, but I know they will not allow them to just rot anyhow and allow public resources invested on it to go into waste.
Okay, Honorable Kolapo Alimi, finally, before I let you go, you were a former commissioner for local government and chieftaincy affairs, and we all know what happened during that time. Now, the local government, before the last administration packed out, and before you packed in, the local government has been in the hands of civil servants. And some people of Osun are now saying that they have left the local government in the hands of strangers. Because the local where I'm from, I can't relate with the head of local government because he's not one of those persons that we elected. He's not one of us. She was transferred to the local government, and that is the situation across the local governments. When are we going to have a local government that the people of the local area can interact with? People that we will know that this is our chairman. People that will know that this is our councillor. When should we be expecting that? At least your government is set to that.
First and foremost, let me first say the issue was actually caused by the last administration. When election is governed by law.
Yes.
When the last administration, after losing the election, the administration was jittery. They wanted to put their people in office by all means instead of giving the right notice. They didn't. They did the kangaroo election. That's the first time you see it. Yes or no? I hope you recollect.
Yes, I was there.
Yes or no election.
We covered.
They did that one, and they put their people there, and the court sent them away. You understand it? That's why you have that vacuum. Otherwise, there shouldn't have been any vacuum. And because this administration is not an administration that will run something, we want to do something that will be legible. We have consulted far and near. We discovered that we need to give notice when we want to conduct election. So pending that time, we put some people there, as you have rightly said, that very soon, the name will soon be announced. The people at the grassroots, you can relate to it. And there and then, notice of election, according to law, will be sent out by our State Independent Electoral Commission for elected people at the grassroots. Those people that will be elected by you and I will be put in charge. So just let us be patient. In the next few days, you will hear the news of those people in charge. But those that are there too, they are not strangers. They are editing of Osun. Just like you might have,
but they have limitation to what they can do.
That's what I'm saying. Just like you can have somebody who's not from Ilobu, being the HLA in Ilobu. You only have an Ilobu indigenous somewhere else. You understand it? Just like you have an.
It's not easy to actually relate with.
Yes, no problem. If you go there with the new advice or the new intention, they are listeners. They are.
But somebody we elect who have known what is happening.
I understand you that you want people want their people. They are the indigenous people. I understand that one. That's why I say very soon. But those that are there now, if you have ideas that you can benefit, you think can benefit the people, you take it to them. They will listen to you.
Kolapo, Alimi, thank you so much. And lastly, do you have any message for the people of Osun and Nigeria as a whole before we close the program?
Well, thank you very much. I want to advise the good people of Osun to continue to support the government of Senator Adeleke. You will see that he has started very well. He has good intention for this state. The only thing we can reciprocate is a good gesture is by continue to support him. Don't let us listen to the blackmailers. Don't let us listen to rumor peddlers. If you see anything, any gray area, you can approach us, we commissioners, and if it's something that we need to bring to the attention of the governor, we bring it to his attention. I want all our people to continue to support our government, and I say a big thank you to you all. Thank you to Mr. Jare Tiamiyu and your online media organization, Insight. I say big thank you to the crew and every member. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kolapo, Alimi. It's been a very nice time speaking with you. And as you have just said, the people of Osun should be patient. We will be patient, but however, we will continue to be on your neck because we believe that these things should be done. And anytime that we've seen, we've seen something that we'll have to call your attention to continue to call your attention to it, we'll continue to beam our lenses on the administration to report what is happening. Yes, we will continue to do that. We will continue to do that for not only for us, but for the people of Osun State that have elected Senator Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke. And on that note, I want to thank you for being part of today's show. My name is Jare Tiamiyu. Bye for now.